Imagine this, a person who once stood before you, confident in their manipulation, smug in their belief that they had you under their control. This person, a narcissist, thought they had won. They thought they had finally molded you into someone they could dominate, someone whose life revolved around their wants, needs, and whims. But, as you distanced yourself from them, the tables turned. Now, the narcissist pays for losing you, and the price? It's far higher than they ever imagined. Welcome to the ultimate guide on what happens when a narcissist realizes they've lost you. We're going to explore why they feel they've won at first, how the illusion unravels, and why losing you hits them harder than they expected. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist and walked away, or even if you're currently involved with one, stick around. This is going to dive deep into what makes them tick, and why their so-called victory turns into a devastating defeat. Before we begin, if you're watching this and you've experienced the toxicity of a narcissist, you're not alone. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth content, and share this with anyone who might need it. The world needs to know just how powerful it is to walk away from a narcissist, and just how devastating it is for the narcissist to realize they've lost you. So let's get started. From the moment a narcissist enters your life, their goal is domination. Not in the overt, obvious way, but subtly through charm, manipulation, and calculated control. At first, they'll present themselves as the ideal partner, friend, or even family member. They mirror your desires, reflecting back to you everything you want to see in another person. They'll make you feel special, chosen, and valued. You believe they're genuinely interested in you. But that's the illusion they masterfully craft. The moment you start giving in to their whims, the balance begins to tip in their favor. They thrive on making you dependent on them. Whether it's emotionally, psychologically, or even financially, they need you to need them. The reason? Narcissists can't exist without someone feeding their ego. They need validation, admiration, and above all, control. That's their fuel. And when they believe they've secured you, they think they've won. They've lured you into their web, and now you're stuck. For a narcissist, victory comes in the form of dominance. They want to break down your sense of self-worth until you believe you can't live without them. And when they reach this point, they feel invincible. They've won, right? You're theirs now, under their thumb, dependent on their approval and attention. But here's where it gets interesting. Many people, after being trapped in this toxic cycle, reach a breaking point. They wake up to the manipulation, the control, and the lies. This realization is crucial because it's the moment where you take your power back. And for a narcissist, nothing is more terrifying than losing control. So, when you begin to pull away, when you start to distance yourself, they don't immediately realize what's happening. They still think they're winning, that you'll come crawling back to them. After all, in their eyes, they've groomed you to be dependent. But when the narcissist starts to lose their grip, they begin to panic. What they thought was a game they'd already won starts to slip from their control. You stop feeding their ego, you stop seeking their approval, and you stop caring about their manipulative tactics. Slowly but surely, you become more independent, more self-assured. And the moment you decide to walk away for good, that's when the narcissist begins to pay for everything they've done. Let's pause here for a second, because this is critical. Walking away from a narcissist is one of the most powerful things you can do. And not just for your own healing, but because of what it means for the narcissists themselves. In their world, losing control is the ultimate failure. It's their worst nightmare. And when they lose you, they don't just lose a person. They lose their source of validation, their sense of power, and their illusion of dominance. As you pull away, the narcissist will do everything they can to regain control. They'll resort to tactics like love bombing, sudden apologies, grand gestures, or even playing the victim. They'll try to make you feel guilty for leaving, convincing you that you're overreacting, that you're wrong. But the truth is, none of it is about you. It's about their desperate need to avoid losing. Because in reality, they've already lost. What's fascinating about narcissists is that even though they seem so confident and self-assured, their self-worth is paper thin. Everything they do, every manipulative game they play, is to cover up an internal void, a deep-seated insecurity that they can't face. And when you walk away, you're ripping off that mask. You're exposing the emptiness they've been trying to hide. This is why losing you feels like such a catastrophic failure to them. It forces them to confront their deepest fear, that they're not as powerful as they think they are. For a narcissist, losing control means losing themselves. They've spent so long constructing an identity built on dominance and manipulation that when that identity is challenged, when you leave, it shatters. They're left with nothing. And here's the irony. The very thing they thought they had won is the thing that destroys them in the end. After you leave, they're not just left to deal with the absence of you. They're left to deal with the absence of their own sense of power. They start to spiral. They may lash out, or they may go silent. They may try to find someone else to fill the void, but it won't be the same. No one can ever truly replace the role you played in their life. Why? Because the relationship they had with you wasn't about love or connection. It was about control. And once that control is gone, so is their sense of self. Walking away from a narcissist is not easy. They've conditioned you to doubt yourself, to question your own reality, and to feel guilty for even considering leaving. But once you take that step, once you reclaim your own power, something amazing happens. You begin to heal. You start to see the world, and yourself, more clearly. You realize that you are not defined by their manipulation, and you are certainly not defined by their need for control. For the narcissist, however, the story is different. The moment they lose you, their downfall begins. They'll continue to search for validation, for someone to replace you, but they'll never quite find it. Why? Because the problem isn't external, it's internal. They can replace you 1,000 times over, but they'll never fill that void. And that's the ultimate consequence of losing you. When the narcissist loses, they pay in ways they never anticipated. The mask slips, the illusion crumbles, and they're left with nothing but their own emptiness. It's a loss they may never recover from, because they never learned how to be whole without controlling someone else. And that is the ultimate price they pay for losing you. So, if you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, or if you're in one now and contemplating walking away, know this: you have the power to change the narrative. You have the power to reclaim your life, your identity, and your sense of self-worth. And when you do, the narcissist who thought they won will realize, too late, that they've lost far more than they ever imagined. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this helpful or know someone who might benefit from it, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who might need to hear this message. Walking away from a narcissist is hard, but it's also the most powerful thing you can do for yourself and for your future.
Hi friends. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we will discuss a fascinating topic: how to make a narcissist miserable, 12 things they hate. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you know how challenging it can be. However, there are ways to handle them and make them feel uncomfortable. So, watch this video until the end, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content. Narcissists are individuals with an inflated sense of self-importance, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. They often manipulate and exploit those around them for personal gain. Interacting with a narcissist can be exhausting and damaging, especially if you don't know how to deal with them. However, understanding what they hate can be the key to maintaining balance in relationships and even making them feel uncomfortable. In this article, we will uncover 12 things that narcissists hate. Understanding these will give you the tools to handle them more effectively and protect yourself from their negative influence. 1. Ignoring them. One of the most effective ways to make a narcissist feel uncomfortable is by ignoring them. Narcissists crave attention and validation from others. When they feel ignored or don't receive the attention they want, it can be very disturbing for them. This desire for constant admiration makes any form of disregard particularly impactful. By denying them the spotlight they so desperately seek, you disrupt their sense of superiority and control. Ignoring them in conversations, not responding to their messages, or not acknowledging their achievements are powerful ways to make them feel uncomfortable. When a narcissist's attempts to engage are met with indifference, it undermines their self-esteem and challenges their inflated sense of self-worth. Over time, this consistent lack of attention can lead them to feel insecure and unsettled, as they are unable to dominate interactions and manipulate the narrative to their favor. 2. Showing disagreement. Narcissists dislike being criticized or being told they are wrong. Showing disagreement with their opinions or criticizing their actions can make them feel very disturbed. It's important to do this in a firm but non-confrontational manner. Assertively expressing your differing views sends a clear message that their perspective is not universally accepted and that you are confident in your own stance. This will show that you are not afraid to stand up against them and will not always agree with what they say or do. By consistently challenging their opinions and refusing to back down, you disrupt their need for unquestioned admiration and approval. This can cause them significant discomfort, as they are forced to confront the reality that their views and actions are not as infallible as they believe. The act of standing your ground diminishes their perceived dominance and control over you. 3. Maintaining boundaries. Narcissists often try to trample on other people's boundaries. They feel entitled to get what they want without regard for others' needs or feelings. Maintaining clear boundaries and not letting them cross those boundaries is an effective way to frustrate them. By establishing firm limits on what is acceptable behavior, you can protect yourself from their manipulative tactics and reinforce your own autonomy. Be consistent with your boundaries and do not hesitate to remind them when they try to violate them. Consistency is key in dealing with narcissists, as any sign of wavering can be seen as an opportunity to exploit. By steadfastly upholding your boundaries, you communicate that their behavior is unacceptable and that you are not susceptible to their influence. This persistence can lead to significant frustration for the narcissist, as they realize they cannot easily manipulate or control you. 4. Focusing on yourself. Narcissists hate it when others are not focused on them. They want to be the center of attention and feel disturbed when the attention shifts to someone else. By focusing on your own needs, goals, and achievements, you can make a narcissist feel neglected. This self-focus can involve dedicating time to your hobbies, career ambitions, and personal growth, ensuring that your priorities take precedence over the narcissist's demands. By prioritizing your well-being and success, you indirectly send a message that their presence and approval are not necessary for your happiness. Moreover, not allowing a narcissist to divert your attention is crucial. They often employ tactics to pull you back into their orbit, attempting to make you feel guilty or obligated to cater to their needs. Staying resolute in your focus on yourself can disarm their manipulative strategies. Engaging in self-care and seeking support from friends and loved ones can further reinforce your independence, showing the narcissist that their influence over you is waning. In essence, prioritizing your own life and well-being is a powerful way to establish boundaries and reduce the narcissist's control over you. 5. Showing empathy to others. One hallmark of narcissists is their lack of empathy. They do not care about others' feelings or needs. Showing empathy and concern for others, especially in front of a narcissist, can make them feel uncomfortable. This behavior highlights the stark contrast between your caring nature and their self-centeredness, exposing their inability to connect with others on an emotional level. By demonstrating genuine concern for the well-being of friends, family, and even strangers, you can underscore the narcissist's emotional deficiencies. Furthermore, consistently displaying empathy reinforces your values and strengthens your relationships with others. Narcissists often try to isolate their targets to maintain control, but by fostering a supportive network and being there for others, you can resist their attempts to alienate you. This supportive environment not only benefits those around you but also fortifies your emotional resilience, making it harder for the narcissist to undermine your sense of self-worth. In the end, your empathetic actions serve as a powerful counterbalance to the narcissist's manipulative behavior, emphasizing that their lack of empathy is not the norm. 6. Avoiding excessive praise. Narcissists crave praise and validation. Giving excessive or insincere praise will only reinforce their narcissistic behavior. Instead, give honest and sincere praise, but do not overdo it. This will show that you are not easily manipulated by their need for praise. By being mindful of how and when you offer compliments, you can prevent the narcissist from becoming overly reliant on your validation and maintain a balanced dynamic in your interactions. Additionally, withholding excessive praise can help you avoid becoming an enabler of the narcissist's self-centered tendencies. Narcissists often use flattery as a tool to manipulate others, expecting constant affirmation to bolster their fragile egos. By limiting your praise to genuine and deserved moments, you disrupt this cycle of dependency and encourage a more realistic view of their achievements. This approach not only protects you from being exploited, but also challenges the narcissist to seek validation from within rather than from external sources. 7. Ignoring emotional manipulation. Narcissists often use emotional manipulation to get what they want. They might try to make you feel guilty, ashamed, or afraid to manipulate your actions. It's important to recognize these manipulation tactics and not respond to them. Understanding the signs of emotional manipulation can empower you to maintain control over your reactions and decisions. By staying calm and composed, you can prevent the narcissist from leveraging your emotions against you. Furthermore, setting clear boundaries is crucial in dealing with emotional manipulation. When you recognize attempts to manipulate your feelings, firmly assert your limits and refuse to engage in their games. This stance not only protects your emotional well-being but also signals to the narcissist that their tactics are ineffective. Over time, consistently ignoring their manipulative behaviors can diminish their influence and help you cultivate a healthier, more autonomous sense of self. 8. Showing assertiveness. Narcissists do not like it when others are assertive. They prefer dealing with compliant and easily manipulated people because it allows them to maintain their sense of superiority and control. When you express your opinions confidently and take decisive actions, it undermines their power and exposes their insecurity. Standing up for yourself and asserting your boundaries sends a clear message that you are not willing to be pushed around or controlled. Showing assertiveness in your opinions and actions will make a narcissist feel threatened, as they are not used to being challenged. It is important not to hesitate to stand firm in your beliefs and decisions, even if it leads to confrontation. This can be empowering for you and disruptive for the narcissist, who thrives on the compliance and subservience of others. By being assertive, you reclaim your autonomy and demonstrate that you value and respect yourself, which can diminish the narcissist's influence over you. 9. Avoiding drama. Narcissists often create drama to attract attention and gain sympathy. They thrive in chaotic environments where they can manipulate situations to their advantage, often playing the victim to garner support and control others. By avoiding drama and not engaging in unnecessary conflicts, you can effectively reduce their influence and prevent them from achieving their goals. Focusing on solutions and steering clear of the problems they create helps you maintain a sense of stability and clarity. Instead of getting entangled in their theatrics, prioritize constructive communication and problem-solving. This approach not only protects your emotional well-being but also denies the narcissist the satisfaction of causing disruption and receiving attention. Maintaining a calm and solution-oriented mindset can help you navigate interactions with narcissists more effectively, minimizing their impact on your life. 10. Showing gratitude. Narcissists tend to feel entitled to everything and lack gratitude. Their inflated sense of self-importance makes them believe that they deserve special treatment and recognition without reciprocating appreciation. Showing gratitude for the little things in life and acknowledging others' contributions can make them feel uncomfortable, as it highlights their lack of empathy and appreciation. When you express gratitude, it shows that you do not take everything for granted and genuinely value the efforts and kindness of others. This behavior contrasts sharply with the narcissist's self-centeredness and can expose their lack of humility. By consistently demonstrating gratitude, you create an environment where positive interactions and mutual respect are prioritized, making it harder for the narcissist to dominate and manipulate. It also reinforces your own positive mindset and strengthens your relationships with those who appreciate and reciprocate your gratitude. 11. Not giving them control. Narcissists love to control others and situations. Their need for dominance stems from a deep-seated insecurity and a desire to assert their superiority. Refusing to give them control or influence over your life is an effective way to make them feel frustrated and powerless. By making decisions based on your own needs and desires, you assert your independence and autonomy. Do not let them dictate your actions or thoughts, as doing so only reinforces their belief that they have the right to control you. Establish clear boundaries and stick to them, ensuring that your priorities and values remain intact. By taking charge of your life and refusing to be manipulated, you weaken the narcissist's hold over you and protect your own mental and emotional well-being. This assertive stance can disrupt their attempts to control and dominate, ultimately leading to healthier and more balanced interactions. 12. Ending the relationship if necessary. Sometimes, the best way to deal with a narcissist is to end the relationship. Narcissistic individuals can cause significant emotional damage and stress, often showing no signs of change or remorse. If a narcissist continuously damages your emotional well-being and you see no improvement despite your efforts, it might be time to cut ties for the sake of your own health and happiness. Ending the relationship can be difficult, especially if there are strong emotional bonds or shared responsibilities. However, prioritizing your mental and emotional health is crucial. Seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist to help you navigate this challenging process. Although it may be painful initially, removing yourself from a toxic relationship with a narcissist can lead to greater peace, self-respect, and personal growth in the long run. These are 12 things that narcissists hate. Dealing with a narcissist is not easy, but by understanding what they hate and using the right strategies, you can protect yourself from their negative influence. Don't forget to take care of your emotional well-being and seek help if needed. Thank you for watching. If you found this article helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. It's a big mistake to think that abuse only shows up on the outside. Abuse leaves deep scars on your mind and heart that can affect many parts of your life, even easy things like getting your stuff in order. People who have been abused find it hard to keep things in order because of these 10 things. The main reason is the first one. 1. Being too aware. Have you ever thought about how people who have been abused are always on edge and can't keep things clean? They're not only a mess, but they're also stressed. People who have been abused often stay safe by being very aware of their surroundings at all times. They might be more interested in what's going on around them than in doing normal things like cleaning. Because they can see everything going on around them, it might be hard for them to calm down enough to clean up. Watching their backs all the time gets old, and even small jobs seem impossible. When they are always on the lookout for danger, they don't pay much attention to getting their stuff in order. Being safe is more important to them than making sure everything is okay. Because of painful memories, these people are often very alert. Their body and mind respond strongly to any threat, real or imagined. Do not clean or order anything right now. Their main goal is not to clean, but to get by. They want a clean place to live, but most importantly, they want to feel safe. They are always on high watch so they don't think about things that other people might find easy. The way I feel is too much. Have you ever thought about why some people can't stay together when they're mentally drained? If you've been through a lot of pain, like abuse, it's not good to let your thoughts get too heavy. When you are having a hard time, the way you feel might be too strong, like a battery that is almost dead. What would it be like to always have a lot on your mind? It looks like you can't even do simple things like clean up. After going through a hard time, most of the time, people spend their time dealing with how they feel. These things make them tired to clean up their space. When their feelings are too strong, they might not be able to do easy things like clean. That makes it hard for them to do normal things because they are too focused on how they feel. 3. Being split up. Ever wonder why some people forget to do easy things like clean up when they're mad? Dissociation is hard for people who have been through terrible things like abuse. When you're stressed out, shut out the real world. Dissociation is the word for this. Consider this: when you worry, you lose track of what's going on around you and your mind wanders. Things are hard to do and stay in the present when you're like this. It's hard to remember to do simple things like clean and put things away when things look like this. There isn't much time for daily things because they have to think about their feelings and what sets them off all the time. Don't use dissociation to avoid doing what you need to do. Instead, use it as a way for your mind to protect itself from strong emotions. They may not seem to care about how clean things are, but their brain always thinks about how to keep us safe. 4. making safety the most important thing. Have you ever thought about how some people put safety ahead of cleanliness? Safety is the most important thing for someone who has been abused. When someone has been through something terrible, like being abused, they need to feel safe more than they want everything to be correct. Imagine being on guard all the time, always looking out for danger. For people who have been abused, making their home safe is more important than cleaning. They don't want to keep the room clean, they want to keep you safe, both mentally and physically. When someone's life is in danger, they might not value chores as much. They do everything they can to make other people feel safe and cared for. They do want to clean, but safety comes first. If we understand this, it will help us help better. 5. Not being able to pay attention. When someone is stressed out, have you ever thought about why some people have trouble keeping organized and on task? A lot of people who have been through rough times like abuse have trouble concentrating. It can be hard for people to remember things like how to keep things clean when they are stressed. When your mind is full of bad thoughts or worry, what would it be like to try to do normal things? Because of these brain problems, people who have been mistreated find it hard to keep their space clean and organized. People who have been through trauma may find it hard to remember things, make plans, and do their work. This is because trauma can make you lose focus and memory. They don't mean to mess things up, but their mind can't handle it all at once. If we learn more about these brain effects, we can help survivors more. When someone is having trouble focusing, it can help a lot if you understand and wait for them. Being ashamed and putting the blame on oneself. Do you know that some people find it hard to clean their own places, even when they really want